Welcome back. We told you last month about the passing of Texas Congressman Wright after he was diagnosed with COVID-19. Now, his widow looking to carry on his legacy by taking his seat in Congress. Susan Wright joins me now after recently announcing her campaign. Thank you so much for being here. And again, we are sorry for your loss. Why do you feel you're the best person for this job?
Well, thank you for having me, and good morning. I think I'm the best person for this job because I've got over 30 years' work in this district, and both in politics, in civic and business arenas, and I've been district director for 2 state representatives for several years now, doing constituent services. But mostly, I believe I'm the most qualified. I have very deep ties and relationships to the people within the 6th district, and I am one of the people in the 6th district, and I've lived here for a long time, and I think I'd be a good voice for them in Washington. As you know, the field, at least on the GOP side, is growing by the day. Sometimes it feels like it's growing by the minute. Here's the list so far. Brian Harrison just announcing on Shannon's show last night. Katrina Pearson, she has not even officially announced yet, but is also reportedly running. What are your legislative priorities that distinguish you from this field? Well, I want to carry on the legacy of my husband, and his priorities were strong national defense, strong borders, life, and individual liberty, and I intend to continue those. We shared those values, we shared those priorities, and I would continue to push the same ones. We talked about the GOP. Democrats, though, seem pretty confident they can flip this seat. What is your message to them? Well, my message is that this has been a Republican district for a number of decades, and while the demographics are changing, the people of the 6th district are common sense people. They want their issues addressed. They want their government to let them live their lives. And the Democrats right now in Washington their priorities don't seem to align with the Texas values that we have here in, at least in the 6th district and all over Texas as far as I know. No matter who wins, what will that individual need to do to honor your husband's legacy? Well, one of the key things I think anyone would tell you about Ron is that he was very plain-spoken. He was very attentive to the constituents, and he worked hard to work across the aisle and still hold his ideals and his principles. He was successful at that no matter what he did, whether it was in community service, elected office, or in the professional world. And I think that that's going to be important. The people expect that. That's what they've had, and I think that that's what they'll expect to continue. Susan Wright, thank you for being on the show this morning. We appreciate it. And again, we are sorry for your loss. Ashley, over to you. Thank you so much. Anyone wanted something could go to SusanWrightForCongress.com. Thank you. Understood. Thank you, Ashley.